This is great. But maybe the best thing about this honor is that I haven't had to do anything for 17 years. No cover letters, no applications, statements of support. Heck, I haven't even had to pick up a racket. But really, this is thrilling. So to Jan, Brian Washer, and the selection committee, and all those who made tonight possible. Thank you so much. To my parents who are here tonight, thank you for sacrificing the time and expense so that I could play this wonderful game. You endured my emotional meltdowns, which for many, you chauffeured me around town and across the country for tournaments. You sat through many hot and humid matches during summers in Tennessee and throughout the South. And my matches were rarely short affairs, as you know. And when in 8th grade I was only 5 feet 2 inches tall and weighed a mere 85 pounds, you probably thought to yourself at some point, you know what? Maybe you shouldn't take this kind of thing so seriously and instead just grow up and become, I don't know, a sociologist. Never said that. But seriously, thank you so much. And to my coaches early on, Ronnie Brand, Phil Chamberlain, and Waleed Sakan, thank you for motivating me to play this game and sharing your knowledge with me in the game. To my first teammates at Memphis University School, and to Coach Bill Taylor, thank you for making tennis fun, rowdy, and competitive. I probably started getting recruiting calls from Coach Detweiler back in 2000 on our home landline. And this was exciting for me because at the time, I remember well that my Uncle Don played here back in the late 60s. And my father, Paul Sr., was the center for the basketball team here in the early 70s. Looking at him, you would never guess that I was his son, especially when I was 5'2" and weighed 85 pounds. But anyway, when Coach told me about WNL and all the great players who were here and were coming here, I figured out it could be a really good fit. So then I got to campus, of course, and I got to know my teammates, Reese James, Andrew Roberts, Rob Moynihan, Austin Kim, Graham Nix, and Casey Schaefer. And somehow in my first year, despite losing a challenge match to Zach Lunkin, I hope Zach hears about this, Coach placed me at the top of the singles rotation. And at times for the next 3.5 years, it was really tough going up against every school's top player. But fortunately, we always had a very deep team. And it was customary for me to be out on the court, slogging through another marathon match, long after my teammates had dispatched the opposing team, sometimes without even breaking a sweat. So all my teammates had to sit through my long matches, including John Malooly, Jeff Luss, who you saw in the video, Jordan Eichenberger, Chris Kimmel, Charles Anderson, Tim Ross, and Stu Sanford, in addition to those who I mentioned earlier, who were so important to our team's success, and to others who pushed me during practice. Thank you for your patience, your encouragement, and your camaraderie. There's one teammate, of course, I have to talk about a little bit more, and that's David Shea. You were a perfect teammate. Positive, good-natured, humble, honest, and refreshingly oblivious to who we were even playing. You never knew, because it didn't really matter. You would just take care of business, dismantling their games and their egos in the process. When David and I went to Nationals in 2004, we were both trying to become All-Americans. David drew the #1 seed in the nation in the first or second round, I forget. But I do remember this, like he had done all year, he then surgically took this poor soul apart, 6'3", 6'1". And on the doubles court, as your partner, I was always so grateful knowing that no matter who you were playing, you wouldn't be intimidated or lose your cool. And You were always staying positive and believed we could win, and that gave us an edge, I think, and more than a few surprising upsets against really top-ranked teams. To Coach Delweiler, you were always more than a coach. You fought through migraines, you picked us up in the quad in early mornings before breakfast at the Lehigh truck stop. You took us to countless restaurants. Thank you, General's Club. You endured all manner of inappropriate conversations, I'm sure. And even when, on the way back from Swanee one year, you mistakenly drove us to Lexington, Kentucky. You were always cheerful, upbeat, and aware of the fact that tennis is still just a game. Character, poise, and self-discipline can accompany fun and laughter, and I think this is one of the important lessons I learned from you. To my professors, especially James Bond, Matt Sessions, Alex Brown, Christoph Yusevics, I don't recall missing too many classes, but I'm sure I did miss some, and you were always understanding. You also modeled the type of passion and faithful teaching that I have tried to carry on in my career as a professor at the University of Lynchburg. Our team really had a lot of great supporters, from Professor Winfrey to my roommates at the flat, and my fraternity brothers who came to so many of our matches. Thank you for all your support and the energy you gave us. And to Mike Walsh and the entire athletics department, our trainer Holly, who helped repair my back my senior year. I still have that back brace, by the way. And Marlene, who had to deal with unimaginably stinky laundry. Thank you, too. And speaking of stinky laundry, my son Jack's not here tonight. He's about to turn 2 next month. And so while he's not here, I hope that if he grows up playing sports, he will have the same kinds of teammates and coaches and family that have made me feel so loved and cared for. That has been especially also the case for me in the last 7 years, being married to my lovely and talented wife, Kate. Tennis is oftentimes thought of as an individual sport, but my experiences here at W&L, it was far from an individual endeavor. To go from 5 feet 2 inches tall and mere 85 pounds to receiving this honor is really a testament to the support I had and the gratitude I still feel for this institution. Thank you, Coach.